Hello everybody, I've got some good news. The recall notice on my John Deere tractor, my 2025R, has been fixed. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave, and finally, after many months of waiting, I've managed to get my John Deere tractor fixed. Now this relates to a recall notice that was put out late last year in 2024 by John Deere, and it was concerning the failure of a component called the front bell crank in the brake assembly, and there were problems reported in, I think it was Canada and also the mainland US, where this component had failed. And if you look at some of the photographs here that I've got of the failures, you can see that initially it starts as a crack in the component and eventually it can lead to complete failure where the bell crank splits in half, and that renders the brake assembly absolutely useless. I think there were a couple of people that may have been injured by this, and it certainly led to a major recall by John Deere to get the problem fixed. And it relates to the 1023E tractors, the 1025R tractors, and the 2025R tractors, which my tractor is. Now they put out the recall notice, and I first found out about this by watching the channel Tractor Time with Tim back in probably July or August in 2024. Now finally I received a letter from my local John Deere dealer telling me of the problem and indicating that they were in the process of making parts available to fix the problem. And I received that letter in September of 2024. It said in that letter that you should stop using the equipment immediately until the problem is fixed, but there was no timeline that was actually indicated on when they would actually fix that problem. So I waited, and in December of last year in 2024, I received another letter that was very similar to the first letter, indicating that they were still waiting for parts to arrive, that they did have a timeline scheduled to roll the parts out and to get the machines fixed. The wording was a little bit different in the second letter, so I actually went up to my local John Deere dealer and asked them, do I have to bring the tractor back to you? Do you come to me? Do I call you? Do you call me? What do I do with this process? They looked my serial number up because I purchased the tractor from my local dealer new, so they had all the details of my contact telephone number, my address, and the serial number of the tractor. So they looked up the serial number and they indicated that they were waiting on parts, that because of the staggered rollout, that my particular model year of tractor was yet to be in the system for the parts available. Now this was already about 5 months after I received the first letter, so I was sort of waiting and waiting. I was still using my tractor, and this is the thing, I live on a very flat area and I don't really use the brakes that much. I don't need to lock the brakes. And I did have a look at the component when I first got the letter, and I couldn't see any damage or any cracking on it. So I continued to use my tractor, although they did specify in the letter not to use the equipment. Anyway, I waited, and within about a week, I got a call from John Deere, my local John Deere supplier, who said that they now had the parts and they would organise for a technician to come out and fit them on site. So I didn't actually have to transport the tractor back to the dealer. They would actually come out on site and do it. So we arranged a time, and at that time the technician actually turned up, and I was in the process of trying to set all my cameras up very quickly to try and film the process, but the technician actually jumped under the tractor and very quickly, within probably only about 5 minutes, managed to get the old component out. Now while he was working under there, I was trying to glean some information about what they had seen when they had replaced these parts, and he had mentioned that he'd done, I think he said 12 to 15 tractors in the last couple of weeks, and every component that he had removed from the tractor wasn't broken or wasn't cracked or hadn't failed. So that's certainly a good thing. Now before we managed to put the new part in to replace the old part, I managed to grab them very quickly and to take a couple of video shots here of the new part compared against the old part. And one thing I did notice, as soon as I picked them up, was the difference in the weight. So the original component that failed was an alloy material, and you could feel that straight away just by putting it in your hand. You could tell it wasn't very heavy. The new part was almost double the weight, I would assume, on what the original part was. Now, it looked like it was steel. It felt like steel, but the surface of it, as you can see in this footage, that it's got like a dimpled surface. So I don't know whether that means it actually might be cast iron. I'm not too sure. Physically, it looked almost exactly the same as the alloy component. But the difference that I could see straight away is if you look at the alloy part, you can see at the ends where the bolts went through that it's got like an open scalloped end on the aluminium part. And I'll put a circle around that so you can see where it is. And I noticed on the new component, on the steel component, that this wasn't the case, that it were just two holes put through and it didn't actually have that scalloped section out at all. Other than that, they looked almost exactly the same. Now, on the new part, you can see it's got some writing written on there, and it's actually the part number or the replacement part for this bell crank that you can purchase yourself if you're not in this recall notice. And I think probably everybody would be, unless you've bought a tractor second or third hand and John Deere don't actually know where the tractor is or who you are. So you can actually buy these components online. So I'll put the part number up here, and it's TR144319, and you can see that that's stamped into the assembly there. And I did Google that part number, and straight away it came up with this particular assembly that you could purchase, and most of the sites I looked at were on US eBay, and they were about $25 or something like that to buy the part. The bag that the component came in, and I'll show you this shot now, also had some numbers on it, and it had some writing that said M for Mary PLV 10150, and I tried Googling that and trying some different sources, and I really didn't get anywhere with that particular code. On the bag you can actually see that this particular component, I guess this is the manufacturing date, was made on the 25th of November last year in 2024. Anyway, it was a very quick process when the technician was here. He was only under the tractor for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes to get the old component off and about 5 minutes to get the new component in. And that was it. That was the whole process, and it was very quick. The technician did say that he's got lots to do because it does cover those three particular model areas, the 1023E, the 1025R and the 2025R, that the recall notice when John Deere put it out indicated that it was about 147,000 tractors worldwide that were affected, although I have seen reports that said that number may be a bit closer to 200,000. So I'm very happy my tractor is fixed and I can now officially get back on it and use it, although I was using it anyway. I think that process was brilliant. The service of coming out, replacing it on site, all went very well and was very quick, and I'm very happy with it.
See you later.
What I think is not quite so good, and I'm not so happy with, is the time frame that it took from the initial letter notification, which was in September 2024, saying stop using your tractor, don't use it until we get it fixed, until it was fixed on the 25th of February in 2025. So that's almost, 5 months, something like that, to have the tractor sitting where it shouldn't be being used. But I just think that process of rolling out the parts and getting them replaced could have been done a little bit quicker than the 5 months that it took. I have had messages on the other video that we did from a lot of people around the world saying that their tractors have now also been fixed, so that's a good thing. But the message is that if you haven't had your tractor fixed and it is one of the three models that are affected, then you really need to Google that part number, that TR144319. Buy the parts, replace the part, and then you've got peace of mind that your tractor is going to be okay. So there we are. I'm very pleased to have my tractor now back in action. Thank you for watching the video and supporting the channel. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.